Hi, we're Laura and Dan. We bought an old barn and with no experience of building and farming, we began creating our dream off-grid homestead. We're usually fixing something or making lots of mistakes. Follow us on our journey. In the last video, we fitted the glass for the barn door and used some silicone to fix it into place. Thankfully, there was no breakages and it's been a successful mission so far. The window was then fitted to the door, touched up with some more paint, and we added a beautiful gold handle. The back of the door was also battened out, ready to insulate and clad it this week. So the barn's slowly starting to become more like a home now, and this week's job is to completely finish off this door. So I've got some insulation boards. These are the same thickness that we've used for the battens on the door, so these are just going to be adhesive to the gaps and then the door's insulated. So I've got these packs of cladding here. This cladding is so much better quality than we've bought in the past. It's much thicker, sturdier. It's because we bought it from the timber yard and it was much cheaper than we bought previously from the city. So really happy with this purchase. I can't wait to see what it looks like once it's on the door.
I'm just trying to measure out the start of where we're going to be insulating the door, but Laura's not feeling too well, are you, Laura?
No.
She's not feeling very well today. She's feeling poorly.
Poorly? Yeah, I've got a bit of a cough and I keep being sick. So.
Yeah, so
trying to keep her on. Yeah, I'm doing my best.
Well, we'll get there. Like I say, so we're just going to start slowly batting it out, and Laura's going to slowly help in the background, aren't you?
Yeah, moral support, even though I haven't got a lot of pizzazz today.
Laura says she's poorly, but look, she's beating us up. She can't be that bad, can she? No.
No, it's good. I'm getting ready.
So, Laura, tell everyone that you can't be that bad if you're beating up your husband.
I don't know what you're on about. I don't know what you're on about.
Well, I've got the evidence on the camera.
I don't know what you're on about, mate.
So where we're starting on the door first, then? Should we start from the bottom or the top?
I don't think it makes a great deal of difference. I think we'll just start at the top. Right, and then we're gonna stick the insulation on and then clad it.
And then jobs are good, basically.
And that's bloody it. And then we've got ourselves a bloody beautiful door. We got to work on cutting the insulation to fit between the battens. We've got all our pieces of insulation cut, now we're just going to lift it up.
So now Laura's finished off fitting the insulation at the doorway in between the battens. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get on with the cladding, and I think this part of the job is going to be the one that really finishes the door off so nicely, and one that I've really been excited and looking forward to do, because I think once the cladding comes in, it's going to really kind of like finish off the door and make it like more like a farm door, and it's going to just make it look a little bit nicer. So I'm excited to do this part of the job now. So I'm just starting to have a little think about how I'm going to be cladding the doorway, just so I don't kind of just go ahead and just make loads of mistakes. But as you can see, obviously the lock is going to be a little bit of a difficult cut. I'm going to have to try and figure out how to do it. So what I'm thinking about doing is, as you can see, the lock moves like that. So obviously I can't put a piece of cladding there because the piece of cladding won't be able to move. So what I think I'm going to do is, because the cladding that we've got is really good quality and it's very thick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and cut a little piece in half if I can. If not, I've got another solution. I've got some older cladding that I've got somewhere that's a lot thinner. But to start, just to keep the wood the same style, I'm going to try and cut that piece in half. And I'm going to slot the thinner piece behind that back plate there. So where that moves, it can move freely, but still not have a big gaping hole. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to put a piece of wood there, so that can still move freely. And then once I bring the cladding in, I'll do a little tiny cut, so that can also move over the top of that too as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this goes to plan.
first 2 bits of cladding have been cut. We just need to measure out the length of the door for the next piece, and then we'll measure out how much we need to cut in for this little knob to pull out.
Knob.
Couldn't think of the word. There's a bit of a knob.
Oh. Gotta run away. Thought ourselves a naughty tape measure. Doesn't want to keep straight. Just wants to go back home. So I've cut my big piece of timber here. And as you can see, this is the bit of the corner that I'm coming around now. So obviously I need this to open. Roughly drew a little rough template around there ready to cut out. Piece of cladding can be slotted into here. Thanks to Mondly for sponsoring this week's video.
I'm wanting to learn a language, but I don't know where to start.
Well, I have the perfect language learning app for you. It's called Mondly. And Mondly is currently hosting a spring sale, providing a 96% discount for lifetime access to all different languages.
In what languages does it include, young man?
And you get access to 41 languages from 33 native languages, resulting in a total of 1,320 different language combinations.
Oh, I'm gonna be fluent in no time. My glasses are steaming up.
That's right, darling. And if your mother tongue language is Romanian, for example, and you want to learn English, French, or any other lesser known languages such as Finnish or Catalan, then you can do so with the Mondly app.
And what other type of stuff does it do?
Daily lessons, weekly and monthly quizzes at the end of each week or month.
Oh, I do love a quiz. And what about when I'm on the go and stuff? Can I still learn while I'm cooking and baking a cake for the grandchildren?
Yes, you can, darling. It has a hands-free option so that while you're cooking, you can use the app then.
Oh, okay, I'm definitely in. How do I get the Mondly app then?
You can try the Mondly language learning app today. Click the link in the description below to get a 96% off lifetime access.
Just want to make sure it's flat on the floor.
I can obviously sand it, you know what I mean?
So if it comes down further than the door.
Just needs to be sanded. Hardest bit done.
Yeah. Good.
Done the hardest bit now. All we need to do now is just continue working through them, which will be the more easy bit, shouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
This is the more tricky cut. This one here was the more tricky point to go around the point of the door that opens.
Yeah, what do you want to do for this one? Do you want to put a sliver or just start cladding from here?
I think what we'll do is, you know, that end bit, the edge bit,
Just put that
I'll cover over that.
Where is the edging bits?
So over there.
Have a look.
Getting there though.
Mm-hmm. We measured out and cut the next pieces of cladding. We were making good progress. It's amazing how a little bit of cladding can completely transform the door. We fixed into place the pieces that were cut.
Just getting set up for the morning. And I've put all the stuff in the sun. because I want to work in the sun because it's lovely today. But in the distance, as I'm starting to set up, I could hear like a, I thought it was like a cuckoo clock. It was going cuckoo, cuckoo. And it's not me going cuckoo, even though I am cuckoo. But I didn't even realise there was any like cuckoo birds around here. I'm not sure what the proper term is, what they're called. But it's wild to hear. I thought it was like some type of someone's alarm or something in the distance. Going cuckoo, cuckoo. Oh well. Nice to hear. And I'm getting on with the jobs. So I've now brought the door outside so I can work on the door a lot better, a lot more easier. There's a few bits on this side when the door is attached to the frame inside of the barn. I can't get in, so it's going to be a lot easier to work with when it's outside. Look at that, Laura. Perfect measurement.
Beautifully cut. It's like a glove.
It's getting there though, isn't it?
It is. Not many pieces now, probably 2 pieces left.
And then it's done.
Yeah.
It's getting there though.
It's a big, proper sturdy door now, isn't it?
It is.
Can't wait to see what it looks like with the edging pieces in. Framing the window.
Yeah, that'll finish it off the bits that I've, the dodgy cuts that I've done.
There's no dodgy cuts.
Is
It
it
just
a few?
needs to be tidied up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. There's no dodgy cuts, but there's a few that needs tidied up.
You know what I mean. Yeah.
Dodgy cuts.
Before we could tidy up the edges, Dan measured, cut and fixed down the final pieces of cladding. Putting this edging bit all around just to tidy it up a little bit. We wanted to have it like cut on an angle like this, but in our experience in the past when we've tried to do that, we've always got it wrong and it never quite lines up with the corner of the other bit. So we're just thinking of a solution. I don't know what we're doing wrong when we cut it on an angle. There must be a technique to do it right to get the angle perfect so the other slot just slides in and hits on an angle.
That's why I think we're just going to do square.
Yeah. It probably would look better cut on an angle, but I just don't want to mess it up and then have to buy more of this again. So yeah, square it is then.
You look like a Jedi. So these are the tricky cuts.
Yeah, it just can't sit in because the little hooks for the door to be attached to the door frame are there, so it needs to be notched out.
The little nuggets.
Yeah. Ready to cut?
Cut.
What?
Cut or cut? Cut the camera or cut the wood?
Both.
What are you thinking?
It's looking good.
Happy with the side bit?
Yeah.
I think it's starting to look good. That bit's slotted in really well. Just these two long bits now and then the window. But I think this finishes it off so good.
Yeah, it does. It really cleans it up, doesn't it?
It does. Cleans up my dodgy cut.
Yeah.
So starting to make some progress there now. Got most of the battens lined up ready. Just doing this last one here now, and then obviously we're coming into the main section around the window.
So just need to cut this.
We went for the triangle piece, or what do you call it?
The diagonal cut slotting. I don't know what the correct term is.
Yeah, we didn't go for the square one anyway. We went for the old trusty one we used in the past that we messed up.
Yeah, we're trying to. There must be a technique to do it right, but I'm trying this technique now. So
It seems to be working.
yeah, fingers crossed it works. Anyway.
I think in the past we had no skills and we just made mistakes, but now our mistakes are not as bad.
Yeah. Don't speak too soon.
So we're starting to work around the window area now, but Laura's just said, what does it take, Laura? This one?
Brain power.
A lot of brain power.
And I don't have a lot of that.
That makes two of us.
It's just more complicated because on the cuts on the corners, it can just be a straight slant. But for these ones, it's like you need to have a cut here on one angle, then a cut on another angle, so it just requires a little bit more thought than the ones on the outside, but I'm sure we'll make it work.
Laura, can you remember this?
Yeah.
Choose your weapon!
Yeah. I'm too old for that now.
Choose your weapon!
I'm too old and I'm too sick.
Choose your weapon.
I'm not choosing the weapon.
You've got a sander, a hammer. Back in the past when we had me and you were doing choose your weapon, we had the what was sitting on again?
The sawhorses.
The sawhorses, that was it.
Yeah, I'm too old for that now.
Flashback to when me and Laura were having fun on the sawhorses in between jobs. If anyone wants to see any more of that fun like that, put a comment in below and we might fulfill your sawhorse needs. Or sword fighting needs.
Yeah, they were the good old days, weren't they? Not working a day. I feel too rough. I want to go to bed.
You had too many Chavezes.
Cervejas, yeah.
My Chavezes.
Yes. So just the last piece to go. We've cut everything and then it's just silicone it in once it's cut. But I'm super happy with how it's framed out the window. It looks awesome. I'm actually impressed.
Me too.
You've done such a good job.
It's looking good, Laura. All that I do now is adhesive down.
Yeah. I'm super chuffed with it. It looks really good.
It does look so good, so just going to use adhesive now and go around and silicone it all down, and we're there. We're there.
So I've got one more piece to adhesive on now, and then the door's fully complete and reclaimed. I just can't believe how much it's changed. Yeah, it's just a completely new door now. Beautiful. Can't wait to wash this window as well and just see it in its full glory, the whole door. All that was left to do was to bring the door back into the barn and appreciate our handiwork. door.
Not too shabby, eh?
Yeah, it's turned out so much better than I imagined. It's just, I don't even know what I imagined, but it's just class. It looks really, really good. Just makes it feel like a home. So these edging pieces have finished it off so well. And look at the cladding, looks so good.
So yeah, we're really chuffed with how the doors come out. It's been one of them jobs where we've been working a little bit and then standing back and staring for about 2 hours.
It just made such a difference. Like, okay, I want to look at it now again.
Yeah.
It's completely changing the space. Like every day that we're just doing these little jobs, it's just completely transforming it.
It's one of them jobs where you do a little bit of work and then we'll just keep every now and again, for me and you, like 2 or 3 hours, we'll just keep coming back in and staring at it.
Yeah.
It's just so good to look at. It's so good to appreciate your work, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's a nice feeling.
Yeah,
doing
definitely.
something that you're proud of.
It really is. And a few people also in the comments have said about how like one, the window smash and stuff, or like why you're just using single glazing. Well, the thing is it's so hot out here, and it's interesting because when me and Laura grew up, most of our lives, when we were younger, we didn't have double glazing windows.
We had single glaze in the northeast of England, and we got on with it.
You got on with it, you're fine. Yeah, I spent most of my life with single glazed windows.
Yeah, same.
So it's not really a big deal, you know. You just get on with it. Just one of them things. But we're chuffed with how it's come out anyway. We're really, really excited, and I'm really excited to do the next projects that we've got coming as well. So we've got so much coming now. Like there's just so many different things coming. Isn't there?
So it's all exciting, and we'll catch you on next week's episode.
Yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.